Right, good morning everybody. Welcome to a pretty miserable Friday morning. So I thought, what can we do on a Friday? So why not look at something to train maybe over the next few days and just see if you can do it. Now this is Rebel doing his repertoire, so that's his party trick of stick him up. Bang. Yes, good boy. That's not what we're going to do today. Might do that another day. But what I want to do is just something that might help your recall, the dog's value around you, so proximity to you, because that's really important. So most of you probably might even know and probably might even have something like this, but I'm just going to run through the steps in case you haven't. So one of my favourite things is middle, and I spoke yesterday about clarity of cues. So when you think about things like recall, we might shout lots of things to the dog, their name, come here, do this, do that, but often we haven't actually trained those words. Okay, so we're shouting things that the dog doesn't recognise. So when I train middle, I use middle as one of my recall cues. So for recall, sometimes I will shout their name and it does bring them, but I have the whistle, so it's specifically for that. So there's 3 toots on that. That means come to me. And then we have middle. Okay. I also have a hand touch as well, but I work through lots of different things, so it just encourages the dog to come back. So when we look at trying to get this started, what do we do? So the simplest way when we start training a middle is we just have 2 pieces of food, one in each hand, and all we're going to do is we're going to lure the dog round one, catch them with the second hand, bring them in, middle, and then just say the word. Okay? We can lure them round, catch them with the other hand, middle, and say the word when they're in position. Okay? Then we can start to send them out. Okay, good boy. When he comes back, lure him round, middle, and then we'll start fading out. Now obviously for you might have to keep repeating this a little bit more. Okay, go get it. So it would be lure them round, catch them with the other one, middle, good boy, good boy. And then we get them in this nice position. So when they're out playing, this becomes a game. So they're more inclined to come back to you, knowing that you've got a game. We can also then go into games like magic hand, where I'm just dropping food and he's in position. Now we can then build this into orientation and coming into middle, so we want the dog to naturally return to us. So what I'm going to do is send Rebel out, go get it, good boy, bring him through my legs, send him out, send him through my legs, send him out. I can then whiz him round me, send him out, whiz him round me, send him out. Then I can get him going between my legs, between my legs, between my legs. Boy, then I can stay in this position, middle, and say middle. Good boy. Okay. And then what I can do over time, so that's really step 1, and you practice that for a few days, and then you start waiting until he's sort of coming to you like this, and then say middle before he gets there, so we can send him out. Okay, go get it. We're going to just start luring round, middle. So we're starting delaying and changing the cue protocol, so it's now coming before rather than when he's doing. Then you can test him, so whether he's being out there. Okay, go. Go middle. Good boy. And he's in position. So that's middle. Let's try it with Bliss and show you with Bliss. And then we'll hopefully show you with a dog that we haven't trained it with before. So here's young Blissy. So again, 2 treats. Lure around, catch her, middle. Lure around, middle. Send one out, middle. Go, send her out. Lure around, middle. You see, she just automatically. Then we can go into throw one out. Yes. So this is a game, yes, middle, that keeps them coming back to you. So you can see how powerful it is for things like recall, because they're just naturally coming back to you for good fun stuff. Send her out. Push her around. Send her out. Yes. So to get the next speed, she has to come back. Good girl. Middle. Now then you can start to see how you can then build on additional tricks from this, where we can actually then go into a bit more learning where we do low around, catch, low around, catch, low around, catch, low around. Now Bliss obviously knows this because we have our legs command. So if I go legs, 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 middle. So you can see all the fun, all the enjoyment is happening with me. So this makes me really powerful to her. She enjoys it, she's getting paid, she's having fun. This is all about that relationship of trust and everything good happening in this proximity zone to me. So what I can do again to build that proximity zone back to middle is I haven't thrown it yet, yeah. So I've thrown one out. Okay, go. Middle. And then 5, 6 treats back here. So again, she's getting paid more here. So that's with Bliss. So I think we can maybe try this with a dog that hasn't done it before. Come on then, Blissy. Right, so here we are with Lola. One of our guests staying. So we have a keyword going out to help people who are vulnerable. So we have young Lola with us. Hello, sweetheart. So we're going to start doing the same principle. So let's just see if we can get, I mean, you know pretty, don't you? Do you know pretty? Pretty. You can speak. Yes, you know. So what we do is get the food, lure around, catch you with this one. Try and catch you with that one. So you can see how she stayed fixated on that. So I'm just going to come round, catch it earlier, bring her into position. So you see how I have to change for each dog just to work out what's working and what's not. So if I need to get the mechanisms right, because she stayed fixated on this right hand, I know you can clean my floor for me in a minute. Ready? Oh, there's Rebel, saying hello. Catch, middle, catch, middle, catch, middle. And then what I want to do is try and hold her in position, middle, good girl. And again I can then go back through the same old game, so I can throw one piece out, yes, one piece out, one piece out, middle, good girl, yes, good girl. And there you have middle, and we've done that with a dog that, I mean, she may have done it with her owners, I don't know. She's just not done it with me. So turn around, middle, good girl. But you can see how you can gather that she's not necessarily naturally going to the middle position, so we just have to wait until we can get her to catch. Rewarding position. Yes, middle. Because our natural probably reward position has always been in front, so she'll default to that. Spin around, middle. Yes, good girl. So, have a go. See how you get on. Just something for you to do on a wet Friday. Good girlie.